Hello, hello. Happy Thursday. Okay, so tonight we're going to be real simple, real quick. I'm going to give you three different ways to make kale. They're going to be fun, easy, fast, delicious. Need I say more? All right, so this is weekly Wine About It here on the Facebook page at Basically at Meals. I'm here with you every Thursday at 5:30, bringing you some sort of nutrition tip that is going to make your life easier, because I get it. If you have a question, usually you take it to Google, you get 10,000 answers, nothing's clear, they're all contradictory, and you have normally no idea how to actually implement any of that into your life and to actually use that information. So the reason I started doing this was to provide you with really simple, really clear tips that you can actually implement into your life, so that you don't have to go to Google anymore, so that you don't have to just wonder and worry if you're doing the right thing for your health. And I'm so passionate about this, you guys. I started a whole site that is devoted to that purpose. It's called the No Diet Diet Club. It's like hiring your own personal nutritionist, or your own personal nutritionist, but for the price of a sandwich, which is ironic and hilarious. Once you're a member of No Diet Diet Club, I basically take you through different modules that are going to teach you really simple ways to improve your health and feel better all the time. So the first thing that you learn in there is how to cook really simply at home. So I teach you how to make a grocery list, how to grocery shop and save time and money at the grocery store, which is the biggest issue with grocery shopping in the first place. Is it's too expensive or I spend too much time there. There are definite, for sure, ways to get around both of those. So all of that's broken down in there. I teach you how to keep your pantry stocked so that you never get home and say, oh my God, I have nothing to eat. I guess I have to get a pizza. And then I also teach you how to improve your energy, how to wake up feeling like you actually slept well, how to get through your 2 o'clock nap time slump, all of that stuff. So No Diet Diet Club is completely devoted to helping you live a better, healthier life and not worrying about if you're doing the right thing for your health or not. So in the No Diet Diet Club, every member of that gets automatically put into a Facebook group. And in that group, I'm there to answer questions and help anyone with anything that they're struggling with. So one of our new members, she posted in there yesterday and she was like, I got this kale and I don't know what to do with it. I hate kale. Which, first of all, I think that's hilarious. She's like, I got this kale and I hate kale. So we're gonna get through that. So I gave her a couple of different ways to use the kale that would be a little bit more fun, a little bit more interesting. She said, I sauteed it and I just didn't like it. It just wasn't very good. And there are so many different ways to do it other than saute it that are gonna make it change the flavor of it and make it good, actually. So the two biggest issues with kale are the texture. Usually it's very hard and dense and kind of it's crunchy but chewy almost. It's very a meaty green, if that makes sense. And then it also has a very green taste. It really just tastes very earthy, and that can be really off-putting. So a couple of different ways to do it. The first way to do it, I'm sure everyone has heard this, but have you actually tried it? Kale chips are freaking awesome. So definitely give kale chips a try if you have not. And they're really, really simple. What you want to do is you want to de-stem your kale, and I actually have a whole, I'll do a whole video of that in the No Diet Diet Facebook group. It's really, really simple. You just pull the leaves right off the stem, and then you're going to break them up into little pieces, massage them with a little oil. You want to lay them on a baking sheet pan, sprinkle them with salt and Parmesan cheese or nutritional yeast, and bake them at 400 degrees for a little less than 10 minutes. And they come out really crunchy and they're super good. So that's a great way. That totally eliminates any of the textural issues or any of the flavor issues, because those taste freaking amazing. They taste like a potato chip. I'm not even kidding. They're so light and crispy. And they taste basically whatever you put on them because of the way you're baking them. So those are great. Kale chips, number 1, gotta try it. Number 2 is a little bit more off the beaten path and kind of interesting. And that's actually what I suggested to her the first time around. I was like, try a pesto. She also had some basil on hand. So you would just mix your kale and your basil together. Instead of doing all basil, you would just add a little kale into there. And really what that's gonna do is just kind of lighten up the basil flavor and give you a slightly different flavor to that. But there's not gonna be any textural issues because with pesto, you completely blend up the greens. So they're very, in a pureed form, along with garlic, olive oil, salt, and what am I missing? Garlic, Parmesan cheese, and pine nuts. So, and with that, the pine nuts you could swap out for, I suggested swapping them out for pistachios, which would be really good. It would just kind of also again give it a nice different twist of flavor. So that would be deliciously fantastic, and that kale pesto would be amazing on pasta. You could do a summer pasta salad like we have on the Basically It menu. And it's so good, by the way, guys. Just side note, summer, what is it called? Summer pasta salad, summer tuna pasta salad or something. It's on maybe week 4 or 5 of the menu. If you go to our basicallyitmeals.com and check that out, it's really, really good. Getting way off track though. That kale pesto would be fantastic on pasta. If you get that red lentil pasta that I love from Trader Joe's and I'm always pushing you to buy, that would be delicious. You could put that on a pizza crust, cauliflower pizza crust maybe, and bake that with a little cheese and whatever toppings you like. You could put that kale pesto onto your fish. We do also in basically at summer menu, we have a dill pesto baked tilapia, which is fantastic, but that kale pesto would be really good on top of salmon or tilapia. You could also marinate some chicken in it. That would be really good, and then kind of drizzle it on top when you're done. Oh my gosh, that kale pesto is gonna go real far. You're gonna use that for everything. When I make pesto at home, not only do I put it on everything, I will put it on pasta and pizza and fish and chicken, I will just get crackers and dip crackers into it. It is the best condiment ever. So definitely give that one a try. You're just gonna go about half and half basil and kale into that pesto, and it's gonna be fantastic. Yes, that tuna pasta salad is really, really good, Bonnie. Cheers to that. And a little kale pesto on top of there would just set it over the edge. I would be in heaven. So that's really good. And then the last suggestion that I have for kale is really massaging it. So when you massage it, you really break down some of those fibers and it gives it a whole new texture. It's much lighter. It's more like spinach or kind of like a dressed romaine at that point. It really lightens up, and but it doesn't ever get wilty, which is the nice thing about kale. So really with a massaged kale salad, you could prep that ahead of time. You could do that today and eat it tomorrow or the next day or the next day, and it's gonna be fine. That kale really holds up. It doesn't ever get soggy with dressing, which is fantastic. But when you massage it, you kind of rub out some of the fibers, and it really just totally changes the texture. And if you have the right flavors with it, like our gal in No Diet Diet Club, she said she just put oil with it. If you can kind of do a little bit of oil, that's going to help again to soften it. But then flip it, and you're going to do some acid and some real good seasoning. So you want to do lemon juice, red wine vinegar, apple cider vinegar, garlic. I would do a ton of garlic. It's really gonna help. I would do open your pantry, your Urban Spice pantry, and just see what you have. What's your favorite spice? I know Bonnie's is Lowering seasoning salt. Did you get that? So you could do any of your favorite spices on that kale. Garlic, I would definitely do an acid like lemon juice, or even a little bit of fresh squeezed orange would be amazing. And then I would also you could also try, instead of oil, you could try some avocado. So take quarter or a half of an avocado, depending on how much kale you have, and you're just gonna kind of work that avocado into the kale with your hands. It's fun. Guys, food can be fun. with your hands, you just kind of massage that into there. And the avocado even is going to give it a whole other flavor than like an oil would. So again, that whole recipe was you're going to massage an oil into your kale. Then you're going to add some acids. You're going to do some kind of vinegar that you like, either red wine vinegar, apple cider vinegar, or a citrus fruit. So lemon juice or a fresh squeezed orange or fresh squeezed grapefruit would be fantastic. And then you're going to take some garlic. So I would do like garlic powder or fresh pureed garlic and massage that into there. And then salt and pepper are going to be huge for that. And then if there's some other seasoning or something else that you like to add to your salads, that would be fantastic as well. So what I love on my massaged kale salads is like some sliced nuts. So I love almonds. I do love pine nuts. Those are really good in salads. And then I'll do tomatoes. And I also like a little fruit on my salad. So I'll do a little blueberries or raspberries, whatever's in season. So that is going to make a fan-freaking-tastic salad. And that's super easy. And it's just a whole different way to use kale and to kind of think about kale. Kale does not have to go in a smoothie. It doesn't have to be eaten raw, and it doesn't have to be sauteed. There are tons of other ways even to prepare that kale and like really jazz it up and make it good. So all in all, our kale ideas were kale chips. So you're just gonna tear up that kale, bake it in the oven, a little Parmesan cheese or nutritional yeast, and you wanna eat those pretty soon to when they're baked. They don't hold up like for a day. I usually eat them like night of. But those are gonna come out crispy and with none of that like traditional kale flavor at all. They're fantastic. The other way was the kale pesto. So you're just gonna blend about half and half kale and basil with, you could do pine nuts or pistachios, olive oil, garlic, Parmesan cheese, and a little salt. And that's gonna literally go with anything, you guys. It's gonna be so good. And then the last way is a massaged kale salad. And the way we make that taste really good is by massaging some oil into it, jazzing it up with some citrus fruit or some vinegar. Garlic is important, and then adding some really good toppings on there that you really enjoy. And that one you could even warm up a little bit, like if you had warm chicken, or you just ooh, this would be really good, you guys, if you bake or cook some bacon and crumble that up like hot onto your kale salad. Oh my god, that would be fantastic. So many ways to make that kale taste good and to really jazz it up. And that's what I got for you tonight. That is it. If this was interesting to you, this is what No Diet Diet Club is all about, and all of your questions get answered in that Facebook group. You get to connect with all of the other members and then essentially just learn all this fantastic information that is going to make your life so much better and so much easier. Okay, this is the most important part of Wine About It. It is wine time. So this is the wine from my fantastic wine sponsor. Her name is Sarah Sabinson. She partners with Scout and Cellar Wine to help women who love to have a glass of wine in the evening but don't want to feel icky the next morning really enjoy their wine. She does super clean wines. All of them are organic. They have no sugar added and they have no preservatives added. So you really can drink these like differently than you can other wines. They're not going to make you feel the same, especially the next day, and they're really, really delicious, you guys. I was skeptical when I heard like organic small batch. I was like, these wines might just be terrible. Like they really could be really bad, and they are not. They're some of the best wines I've ever had. I have loved every single one that she's ever given me, and this one is no exception. This is so hard to see on here. This is the Resident Zinfandel. I gotta say, Zinfandel is one of my favorite types of reds. It's really, really delicious. So I will tag her here in this video and you can go check her out. If you love wine in the evening but don't want to feel terrible the next day, you definitely need to talk with her. Her wines are amazing. They're so, so good. And cheers to you. Cheers to Thursday. Thank you for being here, and I will see you next week. Bye.